included in the definition. Absence of one means that the definition is incomplete. Statistics is a branch of mathematics that deals with collection of data, organization of. In fact, let me remove data from beginning. Collection, organization, presentation, which one have I not used? Summarize, analyze, collection, organization, presentation, and summary, summarization, thank you. Summarization, analysis, and interpretation of data. So let me pick it up now. Full stop. That is exactly what the definition is all about. It now depends on you. How do you want to define your own? And before you leave this campus, you are going to work with all the six, particularly in your projects. You will work with all the six. Because in your project, after you have selected the topic, the next line of action is to collect. You go to the field to collect the data. After collection, you organize it. After the organization, you try to summarize. Are you following? Then you present it in table form, in tabular form. You now do the analysis. The analysis, you are now talking about mean, mode, median, variance, chi-square, and the rest. Then whatever the analysis, the result of the analysis is, determines how we are going to interpret the data. How we are following. Presentation, you want to put it in bar charts, pie charts, table, histogram, all those ones are presentation. Table also can serve as summary. The bar chart, pie chart also can serve as what? Summary. How we are following? We just want to give the summary of what has happened. They can come in form of presentation. So that is the basic definition of statistics. Can I proceed? 2 times. We have just 2 times. The first one is descriptive, and the second one is inferential. Yes, inferential. Let me quickly differentiate between the two of them. Let me start with inferential. As the name, let me use the word infer. That means that you want to take, how would I put it, decision based on inference. You want to infer. And that is where we start dealing with hypothesis. How we are following? Everything that has to do with hypothesis testing comes under inferential statistics. Why those that deal with numeric value? The mean, the mode, the median, mean deviation, variance, all those ones comes under descriptive. So under descriptive, out of the definition, 3 things will come in. The first one is collection, second one organization, and the third one is summary. Under descriptive, there are 6 points in the definition. Descriptive takes 3 of them. Number 1 is collection. Number 2 is organization, and the last one is summarization. So those 3 fall under descriptive, while the last 3 fall under what? Inferential. So I will want you to go back to your textbook, to the notes. Read further. Mine is just to tell you the basic thing you need to look out for in those definitions. Explain where I need to walk and walk. Is it okay if I also start with? Or you want me to really teach like that?
Yes, really teach like that.
I should teach. What? Okay. Give me a few minutes. Okay. Okay, I'll give you. So, like I said, descriptive statistics deals with collection, organization, and summarizing of data. Full stop. To organize and summarize collected data, to summarize and organize, or to organize and summarize collected data,
Sir, what page, sir?
page. I'm not reading from page. I'm just looking at what I have here from my own notes. Since you want me to teach. But page 1, if you want to read, page 1. Yes. Corner. So you now see the reason why I don't want to take statistics. Because people will be asking, I want to dictate things, they will be asking. Mathematics, I've not, this one, I've not scattered the board. No problem, I will repeat that. To organize and summarize collected data, some statistical tools are used. Some statistical tools are used, such as statistical tools are used, such as table, charts, graphs, tables, charts, graphs, measure of location, and measure of dispersion. Full stop. Measure of location and measure of dispersion. Full stop. Measure of location. And you must know that Google Earth, the map, the idea is on measure of location. It has been programmed that on this route, every day 1,000 cars must pass through that route, 1,000. However, the interval they move is 100 at 3 hours. There won't be traffic. The moment Google says that we now have a particular 3 hours, we have 200, it's likely to be traffic. It's map out the average. It tells the average time immediately you are going to use to get to the final destination. Anyway, I don't want to go into that, but if you go back to the back end of Google Map, it's used majorly, measure of location, mean, median, and mode to work on this and some other data beyond that. So let's move on. And I hope you know that if you know statistics very well, you are in money. If you know that very well, you just do 1 or 2 courses on data analytics. Oh, that's what I want to do now. So the moment I get it done, I will leave you in real life. Now I will not leave Nigeria, only that I will not be doing this that I'm doing now. Let's go to the second one. Inferential statistics. Inferential statistics. This deals with drawing of conclusion about a population. Drawing of conclusion. You want to draw a conclusion from a population. Underline the word conclusion. Underline the word population. They are technical terms. Now, I have not completed the definition. Let me quickly say this. It is never, mark my word, we can never work with population. It is not possible. Again, we cannot do what? We can never work with population. In the recent, it is not what? Possible. So what we do is to take sample from the definition, from the population. Whatever we infer about the sample, we can actually, depend on the sample size, we can generalize that if it works this way for this particular size, then in the population, it can be like that. And that's what we do generally in research. I hope you are following. Let me give you an example. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, when I was teaching mathematics student identity, I talked about Nigeria identity as a nation. Those things that will never change in us. Our currency is never anywhere to go, green passport and the rest. Now let's leave Nigeria. Let's now come to the tribe. If you enter a restaurant today, somebody asks for garri and soup, you have it. And all of a sudden, the person tap the garri before eating. It's a typical identity. How are you following? That person is, mark my word, undiluted figure. Because we have seen that sample several times. We can draw, we can now infer that if the person has not been diluted, that's the way they behave when it comes to that. The soup in front, if you dip your hand inside the soup and the water meets you at this point, that is typical Yoruba. Hello? That is an undiluted Yoruba soup. Go to our villages. When you talk about undiluted, they are talking about the villages. Those are the ones that uphold the custom. Not to be. We are diluted. That's typical Yoruba. And because we have drawn that sample several times, it happens in village Nosho, it happens in Jilogu, it happens, we can actually draw the conclusion that in the population, that is what is going to go up. Or you are living with somebody, you don't know the tribe yet, but you observe the person can bath 10 times a day. From where? That's from Akwa Ibom or Calabar. That's the religion. I am trying to give you, I am defining now. Because I have seen not one person expected. The person must behave that way. I live with one in my compound. Anytime there is no water, Mr. Jones, it is better there is no light than not having. It will find everybody compound. That, and the day I challenged you that, you can also be what I said. I use 2 pockets to bath every day because when I get to office, I will not have that chance to bath. I normally bath 4 times. That is expected. So once because I serve in that in his state, so I know the reason. That's it. If you go to apply more, 2 businesses strike very well: alcohol and drugs. Cream, you know, where are cream? Because they can put on 10 clothings in a day. The moment there is sweat, you see there, I want to go to a house. They have gone. Another one. That's, I'm bringing these examples so that we'll be able to relate that it is very difficult at this level to work with what? The population. What we are going to work with is the sample. From the sample we have, can we now draw conclusion about the population? How do we draw the conclusion? What will be the nature of sample size? I think you are doing research methodology now.
No, sir, we start year 3.
You start year 3. So when you get to year 3, that will be discussed. If it's not discussed, I will come back to discuss it. Yes, I can discuss it now, so that I will not compound you with too many things. So, what is the last? This thing with drawing of conclusion from a population from which data is sampled. From which the population from which data is what? Sampled. Full stop. You must sample the data. You cannot use the population. I hope you know that your class is a sample of the population of DLI. You are not here. This class is sample of population of DLI. Now, take for instance, what connects all DLI students together? We'll talk about evidence, for instance, counseling. I want to carry out research that what is the satisfaction of students with respect to the counseling units. If I must draw my sample, the sample must cut across all the disciplines in DLI. I want 500 students. For instance, I will take part of business admin, part of accounting, what we have, public admin, economics, education, so that it will not be biased. We will come to that also. Sometimes when students meet us at project defense, we always ask, how do you take your sample? When you are distributing, how do you distribute your questionnaire? The moment you tell us, we can tell whether your sample is biased or not. If it is biased, whatever your conclusion is not correct. Let me give you an example. I have 200 questionnaire. I only give this to make it 200. Then my sample is already biased because I did not take care of the other one. So in order not to make it biased, I can give her, not give her. Give her, jump this person, I move that way. In that way, I have ensured that the response I will receive will not be biased, because almost everybody in the class participates in the survey. These are part of what we do to draw conclusion about population. Can I proceed? Now, remark. Inferential statistics technique. Inferential statistics techniques. Inferential statistic technique is concerned with the use of results obtained from sample. I have explained it. The use of results obtained from sample to draw conclusion about population. Let me use Nigeria as a case study again. Not all Nigerians are bad. I hope you know. Yes. Not all Nigerians are corrupt. But for a range of time, some people have misrepresented us elsewhere. And that thing was consistent. For every 10 people that are involved in crime, 4 are Nigerian. In year 1. Second year, same apply. Third year, same apply. Fourth year, then we don't need to be told. I follow it. It can be the conclusion can be drawn that Nigerians are bad people. Because some people, within that space of 10 years, let me put it that way, they have misrepresented us. It's not an individual to convince beyond reasonable doubt that no, they have misrepresented us. However, the conclusion is drawn generally. Let's pick another one in our own area. Europe, America, they believe there cannot be any good research from Africa. That's their belief. I experienced one 2 years ago. I will tell you my experience. Anytime we send our research to them, they will not even look at it twice. Reject. They send it back to you. You will now see comments they raise that this comment is bias, matter of racism. And they say that you're a black man, how can you tell me you do this type of research in Nigeria for that matter? My own experience. I collaborated with a professor in Spain. I sent that paper to a particular journal. It does not stay within that journal platform for 3 hours. The paper was returned to me, rejected. I communicated the professor in Spain. He said, don't worry, remove yourself as corresponding author. Put me as, let me submit. He submitted to the same journal, and the paper was accepted. I don't really understand the logical. The same journal that rejected from me. There are 4 authors now, there are 4. We never changed the author and we never rearranged. The only thing that changed was that you don't submit again as corresponding. Let me what? A white man submitted and the paper was accepted. That day, I couldn't tell the professor that, because I don't know him also, we have never met, we only communicated via email. I wouldn't know whether he's also a racist or not, so that I will not end up my career with him that way. I still have a long way to go to be his mentee. So that's why I decided not to. But that is the way. Because they do not believe in some people. The sample they have taken, they didn't believe in them, and they make a conclusion about what? The entire population. That is inferential statistics. Let's now take some Uses and importance of statistics, you read that one up. I don't want to go into that. Some statistical concepts. I'll be using it the way your textbook uses it. But instead, after you have written some statistical concepts, put in bracket terms used in statistics. Because we don't want to call them statistical concepts, we call them terms used in statistics. I'm sorry, my class is a bit boring, but I will. Let's start with population. What is population? I taught you sex, isn't it? The same definition you give to universal sex is the same definition you are going to give to population. What is universal sex? The mother of all sex. Yes, population is mother of all people. But how do we define universal sex? We said universal sex is the set of all elements under what? Under what? Consideration. All elements under consideration. The same thing will now go for population. Right. It's the collection of all units in the study. Collection of all what? All units in the study. That is population. All units in the study. That is the population. Full stop. In a study. In a study. Because population to a study may be different from population in another study. Can I proceed? Okay. Let's take sample. Sample. Collection no, correction no. COLLECTION. Collection. And don't mind my English. I know Sabian. Sample. I will link this one back to set also. You have universal set. Any set you pick from universal set, what is it? Subset. Sample is a subset of population. Full stop. A subset of population. Full stop. Or you say a fraction of population. That is sample. The next one, I want to take
a fraction of what?
A fraction of population. And it must be finite. Let me put that way. It must be what? Finite. Yes. Finite. Finite. First one. Let us move to the next one. What's the next one I have here? I have sensor. Yes, sensors. Now, I think by next month, we are going to have sensor in Nigeria, am I right? Personally, I don't like the time federal government put that sensor. Not even after election. They should have put two major events that gobs money together. The censor should have come last year or delay it till next year. But nonetheless, it is okay. Decided we will do that. Now, what is sensor? FM counting, Abi? If you give that, No. You will agree that the definition of sensor in statistics is more encompassing than the literal meaning that we give head-to-head, house-to-house counting. Sensor. A sensor consists no, let me put it this way. Sensor is a sample. Yeah. Sensor is a sample consisting of all units in population, or is a sample consisting of the entire population. Sensor is a sample consisting of entire population. Do you agree? Yes. That what we want to do now has satisfied that definition? Yes. Is a sample consisting the entire population, full stop. Parameter. Yes. How will I define parameter accordingly? That one normally summarizes population. Statistic summarizes sample. I want to use a word. I don't want to use the word parameter because that's what I want to define. Parameter is a numerical value. Yes, it's a numerical value. Numerical, yes. It's a numerical value. Numerical value that summarizes the population, full stop. That summarizes the population. It gives the summary of the population. And this is where we start the game. Stop writing. This is where we start the game. Let me start. Example. Move.
Sorry.
Okay. And wow. Now see the way I want to write it to. I draw a line. I draw you across the line, and I move this one down. Or you write your U first.